Hey, Harry here, and today I've got another book review for you. This book was given to me by the Book Depository to, review, so if you want to see any more reviews or any more information about this book, there will be a link in the description below if you want to check it out. But let's jump straight into this. This review is going to be on Feed by M.T. Anderson, and this is a book that is set in the future, and it could be a realistic future with the way things are going in our society at the moment. In short, this book we follow a young boy, young teenager called Titus, and the book starts off with him and his friends going to the moon for a little weekend vacation, and he basically bumps into this girl and a whole love story ensues. But what I found interesting about this book is the actual feed. What's different about these teenagers and people in this world is they have an implant in their head, which is the feed. The feed is basically an all-access 24/7 internet service, which is sort of the downfall of the society, you could say, because this feed, you're basically giving it at birth if you've got the money to pay for it, and it basically controls your life, as you can do absolutely everything on it. Their schools are no longer controlled by a government because all the information they need is gathered from the feed just by, say, Googling it. The feed is run by companies trying to sell you things at all times with advertisements, whereas your education is also controlled by these companies. So basically everything in your life is controlled by these companies controlling you. So it's basically a massive society cluster F, and what I really enjoyed about this book is the digression and the insight into society as itself that we see throughout this story, because I found the actual story and the idea more interesting than I did the actual characters. Because the main characters, to be honest, I didn't really like Titus. He got on my nerves a bit with his decisions, because with him and Violet, she's different, she's unique, and Titus sees this from the very beginning, and something different about her. And she's basically trying to get above the feed. She doesn't want all this advertisements, because the way that it works is they advertise products to you, and with the products that you buy, then they build up a buyer portfolio for you, so they know what you want and what you need, so they can keep giving to your needs. And Violet wants to get above that. She sees that it's destroying the society as a whole, and whereas I believe that Titus understands this and he can relate to everything that Violet's saying, he just doesn't want to, because he's conflicted with himself. It's like he understands what she's saying, but he doesn't want to move away from what he knows, if you know what I mean, because he's always been brought up with the feed, whereas Violet's slightly different, she's unique, as I said. So I absolutely love this book. For a couple of things that I didn't enjoy this book, it's a little hard to get around the grammar and the actual speech in this book, because it is very much all slang, and there's lots of and yeah, it's like and whoa and crazy and just stupid stuff like that, and they don't really use proper grammar. It is proper grammar, but it's broken up. They don't use adjectives or something. There's something unique about the way they speak, and it just got on my nerves a little bit, and it took me a while to get my head around it, about 50 pages. Once I got into the actual story, I found it much easier to cope with. There's a couple of very unique scenes in this book. One is quite near the beginning, so it's not really spoilery, but something happens while they're on the moon, and their feed has to be shut off for a short period of time. I think it's a week or two. So just seeing how they've been brought up with the feed and constantly are connected to one another and can instant message people and can search and keep up to date with all these current podcasts and newscasts that they're all subscribed to. It's just very interesting to see how they reacted to that, and when their feed was basically taken away from them from a short period of time, because they grew up completely with it all the time. It's just a nice little insight, and the way that M.T. Anderson, the guy who wrote the book, he's very insightful, because when was this book written? 2004 this book came out, so it was as the internet was getting huge and social media was picking up, and Google was probably already defined as the biggest search engine in the world. So the way that he's integrated these things, and he's just built upon them, and the way that the world could turn out if this sort of thing does happen is sort of scary. It made me think a lot while reading this book. I didn't expect it at first. When I just had a glance through it, it didn't really draw out to me, but the actual idea of a feed chip was what drew me to this book, and I was not not disappointed at all. So for my rating for this book, guys, since I absolutely enjoyed the idea and just the way it all panned out and the look at the society that was set in this book, I'm giving The Feed by M.T. Anderson a 4 out of 5 stars. And if you want to check this book out, if you have checked it out, please leave me a comment below and we can have a talk about it and just what you thought about it, because having a look on Goodreads, there is some mixed opinions. I think it's one of those books where you either get past the way the characters talk and you get straight into the actual story, or you're not really going to like it. If you're into like that sort of futuristic world, then I'd say highly pick it up. But anyway guys, I've been Harry. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.